Given away, here's Demba Ba. It's 1-on-1. Demba Ba for Chelsea, scored!
Number 20. Barcelona implodes against PSG. In April of 2024, Barcelona had the Final Four in their grasp, looking to make the semifinals for the first time in 5 years. They were playing at home and were up 4-2 on aggregate over Paris Saint-Germain.
It's ended up in the back of the net. Rafinha was coming in. Whether he got the final touch, I'm not sure. He didn't instinctively celebrate, but it's a goal from their first real attack.
The game was theirs to lose, and well, they did. First, they lost their star defender, Ronald Araujo, in a needless red card when he collided with Bradley Barcola. It was a sign of bad things to come. Barcelona later lost both their head coach and goalkeeper's coach to red cards and gave up 3 consecutive goals, losing 4-1 on the night and 6-4 on aggregate.
Extraordinary game. It's come to an extraordinary finale.
And with that, Barcelona's dreams of a semi-final were dashed yet again. Number 19, 2007 New England Patriots. They'll be talking about the 2007 Patriots for decades to come, both for good and bad reasons.
Patriots 18-0. We know all about their credentials. How did the Giants pull off one of the major upsets in Super Bowl history?
The good is that the team was 16-0 in the regular season, and Tom Brady won his first NFL MVP with a record 50 passing touchdowns. They were the first team in football history to go undefeated in the 16-game era. If they had won the Super Bowl, this would have been a mythical season. Yes, if they had won. However, they completely collapsed at Super Bowl 42, losing 17-14 to the New York Giants, a wildcard team who finished 10-6 in the regular season.
Manning loves it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
It was a Cinderella story for the Giants, a collapse of unbelievable proportions for the Patriots. Ah, the magic of sports. Number 18, Jordan Spieth's back 9. It's always tough seeing golf players suffer, all alone on the course, their faces growing ever more despondent as the crowd ahs and pity claps. Unfortunately, we had to witness just that at the 2016 Masters.
Jordan Spieth trying for his second Masters win in a row.
Opening par.
The 22-year-old known for his nerves of steel in the lead, but then the 12th hole.
The previous year's winner, Jordan Spieth, was heading into the back 9 of the final round with a commanding 5-stroke lead. His second consecutive green jacket was waiting patiently for its wearer, but a comedy of errors then occurred, with Spieth bogeying the 10th and 11th and quadruple bogeying the 13th, a mess that included 2 balls hit into the water. In just 3 holes, Spieth went from 5 strokes up to 3 strokes back.
When it was over, a quadruple bogey.
Just not right now in the face.
You can understand why he wanted that camera away.
He ultimately lost by these 3 strokes, finishing in second to Danny Willett. Number 17, Bill Grammatica tears his ACL. Sports can be a fickle beast. One minute you're celebrating a field goal, the next you're writhing on the ground in pain. Your professional career in dire jeopardy.
This one will be from 43 yards out. It's got the accuracy, it's got the distance.
Bill Grammatica was playing for the Arizona Cardinals in the 2001 season, and on December 15th they were facing the New York Giants. Grammatica kicked a 43-yard field goal to put his team up 3-0, causing him to do a little celebratory jump, but he landed awkwardly and tore the ACL in his right knee, collapsing to the ground and holding his leg in pain.
And he hurt himself leaping up and down.
Oops. To be fair, Grammatica finished the game, but tearing your ACL on a first-quarter kick to put your team up a whole 3-0? Fail. Number 16, Yana Novotná. Making the finals of Wimbledon is any tennis player's dream, so it's no surprise when nerves start to take over. In 1993, Yana Novotná was seeded 8th, so even making the final was quite the accomplishment. She played the top-seeded Steffi Graf, and they went into the third set evenly matched at 1-1. And in the third set, Novotná was up 4-1. It was the type of underdog Cinderella story that sports movies are made of. But this isn't a feel-good movie. Novotná completely unraveled as the nerves got to her, double faulting her serve and making it 4-2. Graf then won 4 consecutive games, ending the set 6-4 and taking both the match and the women's singles title. Number 15, Tony Romo Botches the Snap. A Dallas Cowboys legend, Tony Romo holds several team records as quarterback, including passing touchdowns and passing yards. Maybe it was to make up for that disastrous performance in the 2007 wildcard game.
Stevens, touchdown! Jeremy Stevens to put Seattle back up on top, and they'll go for 2.
The Cowboys were playing the Seattle Seahawks and were down 21-20. They went for a 19-yard field goal on 4th and 1, which, if successful, would have put them up 23-21 with just 1 minute 19 seconds left to go. It was a very undemanding field goal, and one the kicker should accomplish 99 out of 100 times.
It is fumbled by Romo, and then Romo's going to run to the end zone, and he's going to get tackled by Jordan Babineau. Amazing!
Unfortunately, he didn't get the chance as Romo fumbled the snap and was tackled short of the marker, turning the ball over and giving Seattle the victory, so not a great playoff debut. Number 14, Patrick Waugh's Statue of Liberty goof. Considered one of the greatest goalies ever, Patrick Waugh had an incredible career, but he was also known for his arrogance. Waugh was playing for the Colorado Avalanche in the 2002 Western Conference Finals.
Off the face-off, it got tied up in the circle. Yzerman and Sakic. Sakic will get credit for the win.
His team was up 3-2, so if the Avalanche won Game 6, they would proceed to the Stanley Cup Finals. With the score tied 0-0 in the first period, Steve Yzerman took a shot that was caught by Waugh. It was a great save, so Waugh decided to raise his glove for a bit of showboating, and then he dropped it.
Robbed, it looked like by Patrick Waugh. I've got it. Oh my gosh, I don't have it. Brendan
right into the net. The goal counted, and the Avalanche lost both this game and the next, ruining all chances of touching that famous silver trophy. Number 13, the Falcons implode at Super Bowl 51. History was made on February 5th, 2017 when the New England Patriots made the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. It came at the expense of the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons were seeking their very first Super Bowl win, and that dream was seemingly coming true.
Here is Coleman, end zone, touchdown!
They were demolishing the Patriots and were up 28-3 midway through the third quarter. But you know what they say about getting complacent? The Falcons' defense failed to take flight, allowing the Patriots 25 unbroken points to tie the game. It went to overtime. The Patriots won the coin toss, and the drive of the century was accomplished.
He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his 5th!
The Super Bowl is now nicknamed 28-3 to honor the legendary collapse of the Falcons. Number 12, 1951 Brooklyn Dodgers. Back in 1951, players on the Brooklyn Dodgers probably thought, that's okay, no one will remember this in 70 years. Sorry guys, the Dodgers dominated much of the 1951 season and were 13 games ahead in August.
The Bums from Brooklyn, the Giants from New York have come down to the wire to where it is all or nothing.
But they fell apart just as the New York Giants were heating up, and both teams finished the season 96-58. They entered a 3-game playoff to decide the National League winner, and the Dodgers were leading Game 3 4-1 in the bottom of the 9th. A double made it 4-2, and that's when Bobby Thompson stepped to the plate. With 2 men on base, Thompson made the shot heard round the world off of a pitch from Ralph Branca, hitting a 3-run home run and giving the Giants the win. Number 11, 2016 Golden State Warriors. The 2015-2016 Golden State Warriors entered the 2015-2016 season as the defending champions and went on to have the best season in NBA history, finishing with a record of 73-9 and breaking the 1995-96 Bulls record for most wins in the regular season.
It's official, number 73. The greatest regular season in NBA history now belongs to the 2016 Golden State Warriors.
They returned to the finals to face the Cleveland Cavaliers for a second straight year and appeared set to complete one of the greatest seasons in the history of sports when they jumped out to a 3-1 series lead. The Cavaliers recovered, however, and forced a Game 7, where LeBron James made a huge block in the final 2 minutes to help Cleveland complete the comeback and thoroughly embarrass Golden State.
Final seconds. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Number 10, Roberto Bojos' missed penalty at the 1994 FIFA World Cup. Roberto Bojos had a pretty remarkable World Cup tournament in 1994, scoring 5 goals, 4 of which came during Italy's quarter-final and semi-final matches.
It's 2, and it's 2 for Maggio. They feel they're on their way to the World Cup final now.
However, he's remembered most for his worst moment of the tournament. Italy and Brazil remained scoreless after regular and extra time, sending the match to a penalty shootout. With Brazil leading 3-2, Italy sent Bojos up to keep his team alive. Unlike the earlier games, however, Bojos failed to deliver, sending the ball flying over the net and sealing Brazil's 4th World Cup victory. Number 9, 1993 Houston Oilers. In the largest comeback in league history, the Oilers managed to blow a 32-point lead over the Buffalo Bills in the wild-card round of the 1993 NFL playoffs.
You can paint the first half Columbia blue for the Houston Oilers as they lead 28-3 over the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills entered the second half down by 25, and the game appeared to be over when Bubba McDowell returned an interception 58 yards to increase Houston's lead to 32 early in the third. The Bills managed to score another 35 points who would eventually win the game in overtime, 41-38, all without star quarterback Jim Kelly, who missed the game due to an injury.
And the Buffalo Bills have engineered an unbelievable wild card, come from behind, record-setting wild card playoff victory.
In Houston, this infamous game is known as the choke. Everywhere else, it's called the comeback, but in 2022, the Bills collapsed. losing the divisional playoffs with just 13 seconds left on the clock. Number 8, John McEnroe at the 1984 French Open. Things couldn't have been better for John McEnroe when he entered the French Open final in 1984. He hadn't lost a match all year and looked nearly unbeatable as he jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead over Yvonne Lendl. However, an ill-advised outburst directed at a cameraman marked the beginning of the end for McEnroe, as Lendl came storming back and won the next 3 sets to take home the trophy. While Lendl's resolve played a large role in the comeback, most people credit McEnroe's ridiculous outburst as the catalyst for his collapse. Number 7, 2013 Toronto Maple Leafs. Leafs fans flooded the streets of Toronto as their team jumped out to a 4-1 lead in the third period of Game 7 against the Bruins in the first round of the 2013 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Nashville shoots, rebound, Kadri scores! Nazem Kadri makes it 4-1 Toronto 5.5 minutes into the third period.
The Leafs had been down in the series 3-1, but rallied and only needed to survive 10 minutes to clinch the victory. The Bruins scored 3 straight goals, however, including 2 in the final 2 minutes of the game to send it into overtime.
Screenshot scores!
Boston then scored 6 minutes into overtime to win the game in the series. As a result, Toronto became the first team to lose a Game 7 after leading by 3 goals in the third period. Number 6, 1986 Boston Red Sox. As surprising as it may seem to fans of the team today, the Red Sox went a very, very long time without winning a World Series.
The last time the Boston Red Sox won a World Series, the Doughboys were dug in the trenches of France, Mademoiselle Armentières, and finally, Johnny came marching home. They're trying to do it again tonight.
Back in 1986, they were looking to break a 68-year drought and appeared set to do so as they led the New York Mets 5-3 and needed only 1 out to clinch the victory. The Mets remarkably were able to tie the game at 5 when Mookie Wilson hit a slow grounder up the first baseline. Red Sox first baseman Bill Buckner somehow let the ball roll through his legs, allowing the Mets to score the winning run.
Here comes Knight and the Mets win it!
The Mets would win Game 7 and take home the series, and Buckner's name became synonymous with sports fails. Number 5, Steven Gerrard slips. The name Steven Gerrard is like poison to any supporter of Liverpool FC. In 2014, the team was on a huge winning streak and had the Premier League title in the sights. Liverpool was leading the league and had just 3 games to go when they faced off against Chelsea.
Given away, here's Demba Ba. It's 1-on-1. Demba Ba for Chelsea scored! Can you believe it?
It was during the game that Steven Gerrard received a routine pass from Mamadou Sakho, but he slipped on the pitch and allowed the ball to pass to Demba Ba. Ba scored, making the game 1-0. Chelsea would go on to win 2-0, utterly demoralizing Liverpool and making them lose control of the league. The loss ultimately allowed Manchester City to win, and most agree that Liverpool's season slipped away with Gerrard.
Yeah, absolutely devastated. I can't sugarcoat it. Personally gutted for the fans. They've been magnificent.
Number 4, Jean van de Velde at the 1999 British Open. The sport of golf has seen its fair share of epic collapses over the years, like that time Greg Norman blew a 6-shot lead in the final round of the 1996 Masters.
Never felt right today for Greg. In just 20, thought he might have a chance, a glimmer of hope to get back in at 15. The eagle just went right by the hole.
But that was nothing compared to Jean van de Velde at the British Open in 1999. Van de Velde held a 3-stroke lead going into the final hole of the tournament. He made a series of bad shots and decisions, however, and wound up taking a triple bogey on the hole. He eventually lost in a playoff, completing perhaps the worst choke in golf history. In fact, some have even coined the term pulling a Van de Velde, when a golfer chokes away a lead.
He had it in the palm of his hand, and before he could close the fingers round the handles of the jug, it was snatched away.
Number 3, 2004 New York Yankees. Sometimes it's a good thing to be the first team to ever do something. In this case, it's the exact opposite, as the Yankees became the first team in MLB history to lose a series after leading 3-0.
For the Red Sox to go do this to the Yankees on their home field makes it even more special for the Red Sox, and even, I think, a little bit more devastating to the Yankees.
The Bronx Bombers certainly lived up to their name in the first 3 games of the series, pounding their rivals, the Boston Red Sox, with a total of 32 runs scored. The Red Sox remarkably escaped elimination in Game 4 after trailing in the bottom of the 9th and reeled off 3 more wins to complete their epic comeback and the Yankees' epic fail.
Red Sox become the first team in Major League history to win a best-of-7 series after trailing 3-0.
Number 2, Patrick Stephan's failed breakaway. A first-round pick by the Atlanta Thrashers in the 1999 NHL entry draft, Patrick Stephan never quite lived up to the hype and is regarded by many as one of the biggest draft busts in NHL history. And this moment may in fact sum up his career.
Stephan steals and he'll ice it. Oh, at least I thought he was gonna until he blew
with just seconds remaining in the game. Stephan skated toward the empty net with the puck, but somehow mishandled it, failing to score. Even worse, while falling, he knocked the puck back to the Edmonton player, who was able to move down the ice and ultimately set up a tying goal.
He makes a remarkable move, and the Oilers somehow are going to send this game to overtime.
Following this iconic fail, Stephan played in just 13 more games. Number 1, 2003 Chicago Cubs. The Cubs appeared poised to return to the World Series for the first time since 1945, as they led the Florida Marlins 3-2 in the series and 3-0 in the game heading into the 8th inning.
Reaching into the stands and couldn't get it, and he's livid with a fan.
Then, in an instant, everything changed. A fan named Stephen Bartman reached for a foul ball and prevented the Cubs left fielder from making a play on it. The Cubs then suffered a meltdown of epic proportions.
That ball hammered into left center field. On the run, Alou. On the run is Wolfton, and it's off the ivy. 3 runs are going to score on a double by Mordecai. A 7-run Florida 8th inning.
The Marlins proceeded to score 8 runs in the inning and would come from behind again in Game 7 to win 9-6, knocking Chicago out of the playoffs. Did you happen to see any of these live? Let us know in the comments below.
Great save! The goal counts! The goal counts! The goal counts! Patrick Waugh thought he had it in the glove.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.